Hello and welcome once again to this online class. We are discussing about the effects of pollution. In the previous video we discussed about the effects of air pollution and the effects of water pollution, effects of soil pollution. In this video we shall discuss about effects of noise pollution. Noise pollution, you see, it gives discomfort and irritation. So let's discuss about the effects of noise pollution. What all the health effects are there and how does it affects the environment and disturbs us. Noise pollution causes discomfort and may lead to temporary or permanent damage to hearing. So due to noise pollution, it is creating discomfort. We become irritated and the peaceful life is disturbed, as well as noise pollution may lead to permanent or temporary of hearing. The person can go deaf. It may adversely affect humans. First is sleep disturbance. If someone is making noise, so obviously the person cannot sleep. Then again, hearing loss. Loss of hearing may be caused because of the noise pollution. Then interference with communications. Suppose you are talking with somebody in phone and there is a loud noise surrounding you. It is not audible, so you get interruption and not able to understand the person. Okay, annoyance means irritation. It causes headache. Then again, general fatigue. When continuously hearing the noise, sound, you become so tired. Rise in blood pressure. These are the health effect. Your blood pressure increases, high BP. Then again, problems with the digestive system. It is also causing the problem of digestive system. Now let's discuss about effects of radiation. Effects of radiation, how the radiation causes in our daily life. Radiation is known as to cause an increase in the incidence of cancer and many such related disorders. So radiations, as you know, it increases the incidence of cancer and may cause the related disorders of human. So a dose of 25 to 50 roentgens to the whole body affects the white blood cells. Okay, CBC, white blood cells, and results in softening of muscles. So what happens when this 25 to 50 roentgens of the whole body affects the white blood cells and it becomes very soft. Radiations also causes genetic disorders which may carry on year after year for generations together. So radiation is very harmful, disastrous, and it may carry to the next generations. If the parents are affected by the radiations, the children also may be born in this other way. In some of they will not be in healthy or hearing problem or a deafness problem, or the disabled problem will be there. So, and when we talk about Hiroshima and Nagasaki nuclear explosions, that also still the people get affected. So that is how the effect of radiation is. So let's discuss. One example is given about Chernobyl disaster in Ukraine in 1986. That is also there. So first discuss about the Bhopal gas tragedy. How this tragedy took away many lives. The Bhopal gas tragedy was the worst industrial incident that occurred on 3rd December 1984. The accident was caused by release of 40 tons of methyl isocyanate, that is MIC, into the atmosphere from Union Carbide's pesticide factory in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. So this Bhopal gas tragedy was there in Madhya Pradesh, which occurred on 3rd December 1984. This is the picture of that, how it destroyed everything, the machines and all these things. It destroyed. Nearly 35,000 to 40,000 people were killed. So nearly 35,000 to 40,000 people were killed. Most of the victims were poor people living in the slums. So the innocent people mainly suffered most. Most of the people were affected and had breathing problems. They had the breathing problems. The gas affected their nervous system. People lost control of their bodies. Many pregnant women were affected and lost their baby. So this how 35,000 to 40,000 people were killed because of this tragedy, Bhopal gas leakage of this tragedy. So what were the effects of that? So you can see the long-term effects are still continuing. So that area, when you talk about the effects of radiation, still the radiation remains in that area, and the area continue to affect the people. After the incident, Indian Council of Medical Research, that is ICMR, disclosed that the first point is that the blood of the victims in the tragedy had permanently got toxified. The blood becomes toxified, leading to the damage of the brain, kidneys, lungs, muscles and gastrointestinal system. So when these respiratory systems get affected of damage of brain, kidneys, lungs, then obviously people will die. Then second point, MIC also interfered severely with the reproductive ability of men and other animals. So the reproductive ability was lost permanently because of this incident. Third point, the various plant species have suffered from chromosomal aberrations. So the plants also died, they got dried up, and slowly they suffered from this gas tragedy. So next we can see about Chernobyl disasters, which took place in Ukraine. We have already studied in 8th standard. So once again, let's revise and learn about this once again. The Chernobyl disaster occurred on April 26, 1986 at the Chernobyl nuclear plant in Ukraine, that is in Europe. It was one of the worst disasters of the history of nuclear power plant. It happened in the early hours when the operators were conducting an experiment in the nuclear plant premises. During the experiment, there was a massive steam explosion. The core of the reactor where the smoke emits, combined with water to produce hydrogen, which exploded, throwing toxic radioactive gases into the air. There were several incidents of deaths in the first few days. The reactor was packed in a steel and concrete buildings to prevent the spread of its harmful emissions. So, as it was packed with steel and concrete buildings to prevent spread of the harmful emissions, it could blast and explode. And what happened? The main reasons for Chernobyl disaster were poor plant design, incompetence and poorly designed safety measures. So it was not properly designed and set up the power plant because of the negligence of the scientists. The plant was poorly designed and incompetence and poorly safety measures were also there. So because of this carelessness of that reason, the reactors got explode. Then you can see effects of Chernobyl disaster. What happened after the effects of this Chernobyl disaster? The operational negligence of Chernobyl with poor plant design resulted in the spread of radioactive fallout, whole of Western USSR and other European countries were contaminated by gamma emissions deposited in soil, meat and dairy products were contaminated. Radioactive clouds traveled across Europe and spread the dust at a random everywhere. Thousands of people became exposed to Chernobyl radiations affecting living organisms. They may cause genetic disorders, variety of cancers, leukemia. Then even mining and processing of uranium into nuclear fuel releases radiations into the air, and water result in radioactive waste. So Chernobyl disaster proved that any type of nuclear activity creates nuclear waste that will be with us for thousands of years. Hence, precautions against such activities have to be taken now. So, the radiations, effect of radiations, we saw the two example of that. One that is Bhopal gas tragedy, another one is Chernobyl disaster. How people got affected, thousands of people died, they killed, and the radiation remains for next generations. It leads to next genetic disorder. So that is how effect of radiation is. So thank you for watching this video so patiently. Read and understand once again so that you will be able to clarify more clearly. And any doubt, any queries are there, please do ask in the WhatsApp. Do send your homework or your question answers that is there, that is I have given in campus care. So please do share it in your WhatsApp group. Thank you. God bless you. Have a nice day.